The Mercedes G-Wagon has been around since 1979 and it is very well known for its presence, off-road capability, its very luxurious cabin, and the V8s. The latest generation of the G-Wagon is one offering a great blend of capability, luxury, and heritage. This 2024 Mercedes-Benz G550 is proof that the G-Wagon doesn't age and stays cool in every way. Is the G-Wagon the best daily driver you can buy, or are you better off with another luxury vehicle like a Lamborghini Urus? Let's go ahead and find out. As always, let's begin by discussing the pricing and the trim level. The G-Wagon comes in two different trims known as the G550 and the G63. These trims only affect the pricing, the tuning of the powertrain, and the availability of some packages and wheel options. The G550 starts at around $147,000, but since there are so many packages and options to add on, this one is tested sits at $171,000. That is a lot of money, but somehow the G-Wagon makes it worth it. So let's go ahead and check out this 2024 G550 and see what it's all about. The G-Wagon certainly has a lot of presence out on the road. You get a Panamericana grille with a large Mercedes logo, functional ventilation at the bottom, and this big bar to protect everything. The Night Package Plus makes all the trim in gloss black, which is a nice contrast to the whites. Also, if you customize a G-Wagon on MBUSA.com, you can get a lot of crazy colors including some matte finishes. The headlights are circular shaped because that is an icon for the G-Wagon. They are going to be fully LED with an LED daytime running light, a projector cell LED headlamp, and turn signals mounted on the hood. The turn signal placement is also an icon for the G-Wagon. Just keep in mind that there are no fog lights at the bottom. In case the headlights get dirty while going off-road, there are some headlight washers to keep them shining bright. As you might expect from the G-Wagon, there are a lot of wheel options, but this model has 20-inch multi-spoke alloy wheels finished in gloss black. They do contrast nicely with the white paint. Moving on to the side profile, you'll find running boards at the bottom, fenders painted in gloss black with a Night Package Plus, door protectors, and an optional black painted roof. You also get reflectors and marker lights on the sides. The mirrors have all the features that you would want with heating, blind spot monitoring, auto dimming, and power folding. They will also fold when you lock the car and unfold when you unlock the car. You can disable that in the settings if that bothers you. Another iconic feature of the G-Wagon are these crazy overbuilt latches. That explains why you have to slam the doors to close them properly, because anything else just won't cut it. Moving on to the back, you'll find this gloss black painted bumper at the bottom, which is part of the Night Package Plus, this optional spare tire ring in gloss black, and the Mercedes logo is also in gloss black. You also get a tow hitch and tow hooks at the bottom. Just like the rest of this car, the G-Wagon's taillights are also iconic. They are going to be fully LED with an LED brake light, an LED reverse light, and an LED turn signal. The turn signal is integrated with the LED brake lights. But I cannot wait any longer to hear this V8 roar, so let's go ahead and take a listen to the exhaust. The exterior of the G-Wagon is certainly very eye-catching, but let's go ahead and check out the interior and see what $171,000 gets you on the inside of a G-Wagon. $171,000 is a lot of money, but the G-Wagon's ultra-luxurious cabin makes it all worth it. And just like the exterior, there is a lot of customization on the inside as well. Starting with the door panel, it is going to be wrapped in leather from top to bottom. You get quilted red leather through the center area, black leather up top, piano black, some aluminum trim, a real metal speaker grille, all of your seat controls on the door surrounded by piano black, 3-person memory seats, some more controls, and all of your switchgear for the windows and mirrors on the upper area. Your buttons, seat controls, and door release are all going to be finished in a high-quality aluminum which feels quite nice. Down below, you'll find some more stitched leather, a Burmester speaker grille, and you'll find a solid amount of storage. The G-Wagon seats are also super comfortable. They're made of quilted Napa leather finished in this beautiful red color. They're going to be heating, ventilating, and massaging. You also get 20 ways of power adjusting, 3-person memory seats, and these winged headrests. You can also get some crazy color options for the seats if you so choose. There are illuminated tread plates with Mercedes-Benz branding and imprints of the taillights. The G-Wagon certainly has a lot of presence out on the road, but the interior is where you're going to be spending most of your time. Let's go ahead and check it out. The steering wheel is going to be very nicely weather wrapped and heated. This is the old Mercedes design, so you're going to have all of your buttons in aluminum and you do not get a weather covered airbag cover. Additionally, you get paddle shifters on the back, and the steering wheel is going to be heated and power adjusting. The gauge cluster is fully digital and you have plenty of customization. You can use the touchpads to the left of the steering wheel to control what you see. I like to leave it at the digital speedometer. Materials in this car are absolutely amazing. There's lots of leather on the dashboard. You have some piano black trim on your handle. You can customize the piano black to get carbon fiber or many different options of wood trim. You have some real aluminum trim, more red leather down the center area with some quilting, which is very nice. And then you have some piano black through the center area. Storage is also pretty good in the G-Wagon. If you pull this back, you'll find 2 very large cup holders and a little home for your key. Additionally, there is a power source. Under this red leather armrest, there is a pretty good amount of space with some USB ports. It is also felt lined, so sunglasses are not going to get scratched. Moving on to climate controls, the G-Wagon still has physical buttons and toggles. That would be quite sad if Mercedes removed physical buttons altogether from the G-Wagon. These toggles feel very high quality. You can adjust the temperature right here, and the temperature will pop up on the main infotainment system. You can also adjust the fan speed, and then you can turn on auto or your defrosters. This does work quite well, and I'm very happy that this does not have the hyperscreen layout from the EQS. Underneath that, you'll find a few buttons for your main infotainment system along with a clock. Moving on to the main infotainment system, this G-Wagon does not have a touchscreen, but it isn't all that inconvenient to use. The touchpad and the scroll wheel are very easy to use. Like, you just click home, and that will bring you right to home. This touchpad is very easy to use and probably one of my favorites. It is very intuitive and very high quality. You also have a few shortcut buttons down here, and the response is pretty much instant. That is pretty crazy to me. And yes, Mercedes does have a scroll wheel for your volume knob, but it is very high quality and very easy to use. You can also turn it off altogether. The G-Wagon has a column mounted shifter, but it isn't all that hard to use. Just go down for drive, up for reverse, and that will bring up a very high resolution backup camera. You do have active trajectory, and there is a parking assist, and then you can also use the scroll wheel to go through different camera angles. There is a front view, and you also have a wide front view, and you do also have this graphic toward the left-hand side to show your parking sensors and the sonar. To put it in park, you're just going to push the end of the stock. A few other notable features in this cabin are the lockers that have to be turned on in consecutive order, and these iconic circular vents. You also have some aluminum trim, which is also an icon for the G-Wagon. Up top, you're going to find a frameless rearview mirror, a large metal speaker grille, and a standard size sunroof. There is also a very nice suede headliner. Now let's take a look at the front passenger side and see what kind of amenities are offered for the front passenger. The door panel is going to be the same as the driver's side, with the storage at the bottom, the leather from top to bottom, and the quilted red leather. The quilted Napa leather seats in red are also identical with 20 ways of power adjusting, heating, ventilation, and massage. Of course, you also get the adjustable headrests. The front passenger side is quite nice, with a lot of red leather, quilted leather, and some black leather. You also get a handlebar finish in leather and gloss black. That is also an icon for the G-Wagon. The second row is quite nice, but doesn't have as much going on as the front. The door panel is quite nice, with leather from top to bottom, piano black, a metal speaker grill, some red quilted leather, and a lot of storage at the bottom. There are imprints of the taillights on the illuminated tread plates. These seats cannot recline or slide, but they are still very comfortable with the quilted nap of leather and the heating function. In the back seat, I have a good amount of legroom and headroom is fantastic. A little bit more shin room would be nice. There's a speaker on the back of the seat and a very large seatback pockets. The seatbacks are not in leather, which is quite surprising. There's a third zone of climate control along with some circular vents in the center area. Down below that, there's a little bit of storage, a power source, and some USB ports. If you fold down part of the center seat, you'll find a leather armrest and 2 cup holders. Overall, the back seat of the G-Wagon is pretty nice. Let's go ahead and check out the cargo area next. Because the G-Wagon has a swing-out tailgate, there is no power function to it, and the tailgate is really heavy. Smaller kids certainly will not be able to open it. But take a look at this beautiful quilted red leather on the tailgate. That is certainly something to brag about to your friends. For actual cargo dimensions, the G-Wagon has 34.8 cubic feet behind the second row and 68.5 cubic feet with the second row down. Keep in mind that the second row does not fold flat and you might have to adjust your driving position because the seats have to fold in 2 parts. A cargo cover is available and you also get lights and a power source. Next, let's take a look at the powertrain. Under the hood of this 2024 G-Wagon is a 4-liter twin-turbo V8. That makes 416 horsepower and 450 pound-feet of torque. All of that is mated to a 9-speed automatic transmission, and you get 17 miles per gallon in the city, 19 on the highway, and 18 combined. This is the same motor that's in the G63 AMG, but it has been detuned from 577 horsepower to 416. One thing to keep in mind is that the G550 for the 2025 model year has a 6-cylinder engine, but this 2024 model still has a V8. The Mercedes G-Wagon has a lot of varied competition. Some other off-road vehicles it competes with include the Ford Bronco Raptor, the Jeep Wrangler Rubicon 392, and the Land Rover Defender 110 V8. Some other ultra-luxury vehicles the G-Wagon competes with include the Lamborghini Urus S, the Land Rover Range Rover Sport, the Bentley Bentayga, the Aston Martin DBX, the Porsche Cayenne, the Audi RSQ8, and the BMW XM. That is certainly a lot more competition than the average vehicle, because this is a lot more to deal with than the average vehicle. This G-Wagon offers the perfect blend of off-road capability and ultra-luxury on the inside. However, if you do not want this iconic ultra-luxury SUV, the Range Rover Sport is also a very good choice. It offers a similar blend of off-road capability and luxury on the inside, and it is certainly going to catch some attention on the road. For dimensions, the G-Wagon is 190 inches long and 75 inches wide. Well, that is going to wrap up today's video on this 2024 Mercedes-Benz G550. The G-Wagon is one of the best vehicles you can buy for the price, offering an ultra-luxurious cabin and undeniable off-road capability. But let me know what you guys think. Would you buy the G-Wagon, the Lamborghini Urus, or the Land Rover Range Rover Sport? Leave your comments in the comment section down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.